The rain tapped my windshield like a nervous confession. I sat in my sedan, parked outside a squat office building, its neon sign flickering, Hope Haven Therapy. My wife, Claire, was inside, spilling her soul to strangers. I wasn't supposed to be here. She thought I was at my AI coding gig, debugging algorithms for a startup that paid just enough to keep our suburban life afloat. But something felt off. Her late-night texts, her distracted stares, the way she clutched her phone like a lifeline. I wasn't paranoid. I was curious. Okay, maybe a little paranoid. Claire started therapy 6 months ago, after her mom passed. Grief, she said, needed to process. Fair enough. I'd lost my dad young. I got it. But she'd been distant, like a radio signal fading. Our dinners were silent, her laughs rare. I'd catch her staring at nothing, her hazel eyes cloudy, like she was solving a puzzle I wasn't part of. So I followed her night. Not proud of it, but screw it. When your gut screams, you listen. The building's glass doors reflected my tired face, all crow's feet and 5 o'clock shadow. I wasn't here to barge in, just to see, to know. I checked my phone, 7:45 p.m. Her session started at 7 o'clock. I pictured her in a circle of folding chairs, sharing feelings with strangers. Did she talk about me? Our marriage? The way I left dishes in the sink? I smirked. Bet she did. Then I saw it. A text notification on my phone. From Claire's number, sent 10 minutes ago. Running late. Han. Session's intense. My jaw tightened. She wasn't late. She was inside. Why lie? I tapped the phone against my palm, the plastic warm from my grip. Was she hiding something? Or was I just a jerk reading too much into it? I leaned back, the car seat creaking under me, and watched the rain smear the world outside. A guy stepped out of the building, maybe mid-30s, in a leather jacket, hair slicked back like he spent too much time on TikTok. He lit your call a cigarette, the orange glow flaring in the dusk. Something about him bugged me. Too relaxed, too polished. He glanced at his phone, then back at the building, like he was waiting for someone. My gut twisted. Was this why Claire was running late? I recalled scrolling through her texts from the past week. Nothing obvious, but she'd mentioned a group friend a few times. Met someone who gets it, she'd said once, vague as heck. I hadn't pressed her. Should I have? The guy flicked his cigarette into a puddle and walked back inside. My pulse ticked up. I wasn't crazy. Something was going on. The therapy group was mixed, Claire had said. Men, women, all ages, dealing with grief, anxiety, whatever. She'd come home wired some nights, like she'd downed 3 espressos. Other nights, she'd crash, barely speaking. I'd chalked it up to emotions, but now, I wasn't so sure. What if this wasn't about grief? What if she was leaning on someone else? Someone like Mr. Leatherjacket. I opened our banking app. We shared accounts, a habit from leaner years. Nothing weird, except a $200 withdrawal last week. Cash. Claire never used cash. Said it was pointless in 2025. I frowned. Where'd that money go? Therapy was covered by insurance. My fingers hovered over the app, itching to dig deeper, but a shadow moved in the building's doorway. Claire stepped out, her coat pulled tight, hair damp from the rain. She didn't see me. She was with him, leather jacket. They stood close, too close, her hand brushing his arm as she laughed. My chest burned. Was this it? The betrayal I'd been dreading? I gripped the steering wheel, the leather squeaking under my palms. Would you confront her right there, or wait for answers? Then my phone buzzed. Another text from Claire. Heading home soon. Love you. My laugh was bitter, echoing the car. Love me? Sure. I watched them disappear back inside, the neon sign flickering above. This wasn't just therapy. Something bigger was hiding in those sessions, and I was going to find out what. My coffee was cold, bitter as my mood. I sat in the car, the rain now a steady drone, watching the therapy office's neon sign, buzz like a trapped fly. Claire was still inside with that slick-haired guy, their laugh replaying in my head like a bad TikTok loop. I wasn't imagining it. Her hand on his arm, the way she leaned in. It wasn't just friendly. My fingers drummed the dashboard, Each tap a pulse of doubt. Was I the idiot husband, blind to the obvious? I pulled up her text again, scrolling for clues. Last week, she'd mentioned group dynamics being intense. Said someone shared a story that hit home. I hadn't asked who. Now I wished I had. The banking app nagged at me. $200 in cash gone. Claire used digital payments for everything, even her overpriced oat milk lattes. Cash was for secrets. My mind spun. Was she buying something for him? Or hiding something from me? The office door swung open again. Not Claire this time, but a woman, maybe 50, in a quilted jacket, clutching a tissue. She shuffled to her car, head down, like she'd just confessed her sins. Therapy, huh? People spilling their guts to strangers while their lives unraveled at home. I wonder what Claire said in there. Did she paint me as the bad guy? The distracted coder who forgot anniversaries? I snorted. Maybe I was. Then I noticed something. A flyer taped to the office window, half soaked by rain. Hope Haven. Grief and Recovery Group, Tuesdays, 7 p.m. Below it, in smaller print. Led by Dr. Alan Voss, PsyD. I Googled him on my phone. Clean headshot, salt and pepper beard. The kind of guy who'd quote mindfulness apps. His bio mentioned innovative group therapy and emotional breakthroughs. Sounded like a sales pitch. But one line caught my eye, specializing in trauma bonding. Trauma bonding? What the heck was that? I dug deeper. A blog post explained it. People forming intense emotional ties through shared pain, sometimes mistaking it for connection. My stomach churned. Was Claire bonding with leather jacket over her mom's death? Or something else? I pictured them swapping sob stories, their hands brushing, eyes locking. My jaw clenched so hard my teeth ached. Then, a twist. My phone pinged with an email from our joint account. A receipt from a cafe I didn't recognize, $1.45, dated yesterday. Claire hadn't mentioned any cafe. I opened the attachment. 2 coffees, a pastry, and a tip, paid in cash. The timestamp, 3 p.m., when she was supposedly at her remote HR job, managing AI-driven employee surveys. She'd lied about her day. Again, I leaned back, the car's headrest damp from my wet jacket. The air smelled of stale coffee and rain-soaked leather. Why was she sneaking around? Was it just this guy or something bigger? I thought about our life, our modest split-level house, her hybrid SUV, our Netflix binges. We weren't perfect, but we were us, or so I thought. Now, every memory felt like a half-truth. I typed a text to Claire. How's therapy going? No reply. Figures. I glanced at the office. The lights dimmed. Session probably wrapping up. I could go in, play the concerned husband. But what would that prove? I wasn't ready to face her. Not yet. Instead, I opened LinkedIn, searching for Dr. Voss. His profile was polished, but one detail stood out. He'd worked at a corporate wellness firm tied to Claire's company. Coincidence? My gut said no. The rain slowed to a drizzle. The neon signs hummed louder now. I watched the door, waiting for her to emerge. Would she be alone or with him? My phone buzzed. Finally, her reply. Deep stuff tonight. Be home soon. Deep stuff. Right. I gripped the phone, my knuckles white. Could you trust someone who lied so easily? Then the door opened. Claire stepped out, alone, but her phone was pressed to her ear, her voice low. She didn't see me. I strained to hear, catching one word. Tomorrow. My blood ran cold. Tomorrow what? She hung up, glanced around, and hurried to her car. I started my engine, ready to follow. Whatever she was hiding, I was about to crack it wide open. Her taillights glowed red, mocking me. Claire's SUV pulled out of the therapy lot, and I followed, keeping 2 cars between us like some budget spy flick. The rain had stopped, leaving the street slick, reflecting streetlights in oily smears. My hands gripped the wheel, the leather cool and damp under my palms. I wasn't sure what I was chasing, proof closure, or just a reason to feel this gnawing ache in my chest. Was she really betraying me, or was I the fool writing a script in my head? Her car weaved through our sleepy suburb, past vape shops and AI-driven coffee kiosks. I kept my distance, my sedan blending into the evening traffic. She hadn't texted again, and that word, tomorrow, rang in my ears like a bad earworm. Tomorrow what? Another secret meetup? A therapy session she didn't want me to know about? My mind churned, replaying her laugh with leather jacket, the $200 cash, the cafe receipt, pieces of a puzzle I didn't want to solve. I thought about our life before this. Claire used to tease me about my coding marathons, calling me her nerd with a grin. Now, she barely looked at me. Therapy was supposed to fix her grief, not break us. Or was it me? Had I missed the signs? Too busy debugging code to notice her slipping away? I snorted. Great. Now I'm the guy blaming himself for her secrets. Real classy. Her SUV turned into a strip mall, one of those sad ones with closed bookstore and a flickering neon taco sign. She parked near a 24-hour diner, its windows fogged with grease and warmth. I pulled into a spot across the lot, killing my headlights. She didn't get out, just sat there, her silhouette hunched, like she was waiting. My pulse thudded. Was this the tomorrow guy or something else? I checked my phone again. No new texts, but I opened our banking app. Another cash withdrawal, $1.50, 3 days ago. No details, just, my jaw tightened. More cash, more lies. What was she buying? Loyalty, silence, or something I couldn't even guess? I scrolled through her LinkedIn, digging for Dr. Voss's corporate wellness connection. The firm he'd worked for, MindSync, was a big player in AI-driven HR solutions. Claire's company used their software. Was that how she found this therapy group? Or was it deeper? Then the twist. A car pulled up beside hers. A black sedan, not flashy, but new. Leather jacket stepped out. My stomach dropped like I'd missed a step. He leaned into her window, their heads close, talking fast. No laughs this time, just urgency. I strained to see, my breath fogging the windshield. He handed her something small, maybe a phone or a note. She nodded, and he walked into the diner. Claire stayed put, her hands on the wheel, staring straight ahead. The diner's neon buzzed, its pink glow cutting through the dark. The air in my car smelled of wet clothes and stale coffee, heavy with my own doubt. Was this just an emotional thing, like the trauma bonding crap I'd read about? Or was Claire caught in something bigger? Something that needed cash, lies, and late-night diner meets? I wanted to storm over, demand answers, but my pride held me back. What kind of man spies on his wife instead of talking to her? I typed another text. You okay? Long night. No reply. Typical. I watched her SUV, the engine still running. Exhaust curling like a ghost in the cold air. Would you confront her now, or keep digging? Micah said dig. If she was hiding this much. The truth wasn't just about some guy. It was about why she needed him, why she needed secrets. Then her phone lit up, casting a blue glow on her face. She glanced at it, then started typing furiously. My own phone stayed silent. She wasn't texting me. My heart sank, heavy as the diner's greasy air. Leather jacket came back out, carrying a to-go bag. He didn't get in her car, just nodded and drove off. Claire waited a beat, then pulled out, heading home. I followed, my mind racing. Whatever she was planning for tomorrow, I'd be there to see it unravel. Her key scratched the lock, sharp as a lie. I was already home, sprawled on the couch, pretending to scroll X when Claire walked in. Her coat was damp, her face pale under the living room's LED glow. She didn't notice my stare, just kicked off her shoes and muttered, "Long session." Yeah, long session at a diner with Mr. Leather Jacket. My throat burned with questions, but I swallowed them, playing the clueless husband. For now, she dropped her bag by the door, the leather creaking softly. The air smelled of her lavender shampoo mixed with wet asphalt, a scent that used to feel like home. Now it felt like a stranger's trail. You eat? She asked, not looking at me. I shrugged, grabbed a burger. Lies came easy to both of us tonight. She nodded, heading to the kitchen. I heard the fridge hum, a glass clink, normal sounds, but nothing felt normal. I replayed the diner scene in my head. Leather Jacket's hand passing her something, their urgent whispers. What was it? A burner phone? A note? My mind spun wild theories. Was she planning to leave me? Or was this about money, like the cash withdrawals? I glanced at her bag, left unzipped by the door. Tempting, but rifling through it felt like crossing a line I wasn't ready for. Yet, Claire came back with the water, her phone in her other hand. She sat across from me, scrolling, her face lit blue. "Work's a mess," she said, unprompted. "AI keeps flagging my surveys as bias." Total bummer. I nodded, faking interest. Her HR job was all algorithms now. Humans just cleaning up AI's mistakes. But was work really the problem, or was she tossing me a distraction? I leaned forward, elbows on knees. "You okay, though? Therapy helping?" Her eyes flicked to me, then away. "Yeah, it's intense. People share heavy stuff." She sipped her water, the glass sweating in her hand. "Heavy stuff, sure. Like secret diner meats?" I wanted push, but her phone buzzed, and she grabbed it too fast, like it was a grenade. My gut twisted. "Work?" I asked casual. She nodded, typing. "Just a colleague." Liar. My fingers dug into the couch's worn fabric. Then the twist. I remember her LinkedIn password. Same as our old Wi-Fi, a lazy habit. While she was in the shower, the water hissing upstairs, I logged in on my laptop. Her recent activity showed a connection request from Evan Carter. No profile pic, just a generic silhouette. His bio was bare. Consultant MindSync Solutions. MindSync again, Dr. Voss's old firm. My pulse raced. Was Evan leather jacket? Or someone else pulling strings? I clicked his profile, but it was locked, private. Figures. I checked Claire's messages, my heart pounding like a bad techno beat. Nothing from Evan, but one from Dr. Voss caught my eye. "Looking forward to tomorrow's session. Bring your journal." Journal? She'd never mentioned journaling. Was that what she was hiding? Some diary of secrets? Or was it code for something else? The shower stopped, the pipes groaning. I logged out, my hand shaky. The living room felt smaller, the air thick with her lavender scent. I thought about our life, our mortgage, her SUV lease, my startup shaky funding. Money was tight, but we managed. So why the cash? Was she paying someone off? Or funding something I couldn't even guess? My mind flashed to trauma bonding, that blog post about pain forging ties. Was Claire tied to Evan, to Voss, to some messed up group dynamic? The stairs creaked. I shoved the receipt back, zipping the bag just as Claire appeared, her robe loose, eyes half open. "Can't sleep?" she asked, voice soft. I nodded, forcing a smile. "Code's a jerk tonight." She yawned, grabbing water, then paused, staring at her bag. My breath caught. Did she know I'd looked? She said nothing, just went upstairs. I exhaled, my hand shaking. Tomorrow, I'd follow her again. But now I knew someone was following me, and they were one step ahead. The text burned my screen. Stop following her. I stood frozen. Claire's bag half unzipped. The living room's silence loud as a scream. The air was heavy, laced with her lavender scent and my own sweat. Who sent this? Leather jacket? Dr. Voss? Someone else watching from the shadows? My thumb hovered over the reply button. But what do you say to a ghost? I locked my phone, the click echoing like a gunshot in my skull. Someone knew I was digging, and they weren't happy. I zipped her bag shut, my hands trembling. No way I'd sleep tonight. Claire was upstairs, oblivious, her soft snores drifting down. Or was she faking it? I sank onto the couch, the cushion sagging under me, and stared at the text again. Unknown number, no caller ID. I tried a reverse lookup on my laptop. Nothing, just a burner app trace. Figures. Whoever this was, they were careful, too careful for some random fling. My mind raced back to the diner. Claire's urgent whispers with leather jacket. Evan, maybe. The journal Dr. Voss mentioned. The cash withdrawals. MindSync's corporate shadow loomed over it all, tying Claire's job to Voss's therapy. Was this a betrayal or something weirder? I rubbed my temples, the ache spreading like bad code. I wasn't just a jealous husband anymore. I was a target. I opened our banking app again. scrolling for clues. Another withdrawal, $300, 2 days ago, from an ATM near her office. My jaw tightened. That's $650 total. All cash, all secret. For what? Gifts? Payoffs? My gut said payoffs, but who? Evan? Voss? Or was Claire caught in some corporate game? Her HR role front for something shadier? MindSync's AI software flagged bias in her surveys. Maybe she'd seen something she shouldn't have. Then the twist. I checked her LinkedIn again, still logged in. A new message from Evan Carter. Tomorrow, 2 p.m., same place. Don't tell V. V? Voss? My pulse hammered. The message was time-stamped an hour ago, while Claire was in shower. She hadn't replied yet, but the same place bit nagged me. The diner? Or somewhere else? I screenshotted it, my hands clammy. This wasn't just therapy bonding. This was a plan. The house creaked, settling in the night. The fridge hummed, a low drone that grated my nerves. I thought about our life. Our quiet dinners, her distracted smiles, my late-night coding. We were stable, or so I thought. Now, every memory felt like a lie. Was Claire playing me? Or was she in too deep, scared to tell me? I wanted to shake her awake, demand answers, but that text, stop following her, kept me glued to the couch. Whoever sent it wasn't bluffing. I Googled MindSync again. Their website was sleek, all buzzwords, AI-driven wellness, employee optimization. But a buried news article mentioned a lawsuit, data breaches, employee privacy violations. MindSync settled out of court. Claire's job involved their software. Had she stumbled onto something? Was Evan a whistleblower or a handler? My head spun. Trauma bonding felt too simple now. This was bigger, corporate, maybe even dangerous. I stood, pacing the living room, the carpet rough under my socks. Would you wake her, risk everything, or play their game? I chose the game. I'd go to that 2 p.m. meetup, see what same place meant. If Evan was there, I'd watch. If Voss was involved, I'd dig. But I needed proof. I grabbed Claire's bag again, my heart pounding, and opened it. No journal, just her wallet, keys, and a folded receipt. I unfolded it, $1.45. The diner, same as the email, but scrawled on the back in her handwriting. "You trust him?" My stomach lurched. The stairs creaked. I shoved the receipt back, zipping the bag just as Claire appeared, her robe loose, eyes half open. "Can't sleep?" she asked, voice soft. I nodded, forcing a smile. "Code's a mess." She yawned, grabbing water, then paused, staring at her bag. My breath caught. Did she know I'd looked? She said nothing, just went upstairs. I exhaled, my hand shaking. Tomorrow, I'd follow her again. But now I knew someone was following me, and they were one step ahead. My desk fan whirred, mocking my focus. I sat in my home office, the clock ticking past 1 p.m., my laptop opened to Claire's LinkedIn. Evan's message, tomorrow, 2 p.m., same place. Don't tell V. Burned in my mind. It was today now, and I was ready to crash their little rendezvous. The air smelled of burnt coffee from my untouched mug, the room dim with gray light filtering through blinds. I wasn't just angry anymore. I was wired like I'd mainlined espresso. Claire left an hour ago, claiming a work meeting. Sure, I'd seen her pack her journal, a slim black notebook she'd never shown me, into her bag. She was jittery, checking her phone too often, her smile forced. I played along, kissing her cheek, tasting her lavender lotion. It felt like kissing a stranger. That receipt, trust him? Gnawed at me. Did she trust Evan or was she questioning him? And who was watching me? Texting threats. I checked my phone again. No new text from the unknown number, but the silence felt heavy, like a storm brewing. I traced the diner's address on the receipt. Greasy Spoon, a dive near her office. That had to be same place. I grabbed my jacket, the leather creaking, and headed out. The plan, park nearby, watch, don't get caught. If Evan showed, I'd see what they were trading, notes, cash, or worse. The drive was tense, my sedan rattling over potholes. Suburbia blurred past. Vape shops, AI billboards promising better jobs, better lives. Lies, all of it. My job was shaky. Startups were tanking in 2025 economy. And Claire's secrets weren't helping. Was she hiding money troubles? Or was MindSync's lawsuit mess pulling her in? That article about data breaches stuck with me. What if Claire's HR surveys flagged something illegal? I parked a block from the diner, its neon sign flickering even in daylight. The air was humid, smelling of fried onions and asphalt. Claire's SUV was already there, parked crooked like she'd rushed. No sign of Evan's black sedan yet. I slouched in my seat, scrolling X for MindSync gossip. A post mentioned whistleblowers getting silenced. My gut twisted. Was Evan a whistleblower or the one silencing her? Then the twist. A woman approached Claire's SUV. Not Evan, but someone new. Mid-40s, sharp blazer, hair pulled tight. She knocked on Claire's window, and they talked, Claire's hands animated. I squinted, my breath fogging the glass. The woman handed Claire a flash drive, then walked away. Her heels clicking. Claire clutched the drive, her face pale, and started her engine. What was on that drive? Corporate secrets? Proof of betrayal? I ducked as she drove past, my heart hammering. The diner's greasy air clung to my jacket, mixing with my sweat. Was this about MindSync's data breaches? Or was Claire trading secrets for cash? Explaining the withdrawals? I thought about Dr. Voss's trauma bonding specialty. Was the therapy group a front, a way to pull vulnerable people into something shady? My head spun with theories, each darker than the last. I started my car, ready to follow, but my phone buzzed. Another text from the unknown number. You're in over your head. My blood ran cold. They knew I was here. I scanned a lot. No one watching. Just a kid on a scooter and a delivery drone humming overhead. Would you keep going, knowing someone's tracking you? I had to. Claire was slipping away, and that flash drive was my only lead. I pulled out, tailing her SUV at a distance. She wasn't heading home, but toward downtown where MindSync's office loomed. My grip tightened on the wheel, the leather warm under my palms. If Evan wasn't at the diner, where was he? And what did Don't Tell V mean? Was Voss the mastermind or just another pawn? Claire stopped at a red light, her silhouette rigid. I was close to answers, but closer to danger. Then my phone lit up again, not a text, but an email. Subject, Claire's journal. No sender name, just an attachment. My stomach lurched. Someone had hacked her, or worse. I didn't open it. Not yet. The light turned green, and Claire sped off. I followed, my mind racing. Whatever was in that email, it was about to blow this wide open. The shadows shifted and I froze. My phone's flash lit the cluttered office, the MindSync. Employee data audit, paper trembling in my hand. The stairwell behind me was silent, but the air felt charged, like a storm about to break. A faint whiff of cigarette smoke curled through the cracked door, sharp against the mildew. Whoever was there knew I was here, and my gut screamed to run. But running meant losing Claire's trail, and I was too deep to quit now. I slipped the paper into my jacket, my fingers brushing cold leather. The office was a mess. Files spilled across a desk, a coffee mug with a chipped rim, an AI-driven monitor flickering with data charts. This wasn't Voss's therapy setup. This was corporate, gritty, real. Claire's journal page. He says it's almost over. V can't know. I'm scared, echoed in my head. Was this where she'd been, trading flash drives for secrets? I stepped back, my sneakers scuffing the linoleum, loud as a shout. The shadow didn't move again, but the cigarette smoke thickened, stinging my nose. Evan? The woman from the diner? Or the creep texting me to back off? My phone buzzed, and I nearly dropped it. Another unknown number. Leave now or she pays. My blood ran cold. Claire, they weren't just watching me. They were threatening her. Or was it a bluff? I thought about her, pale in that alley, clutching the flash drive. Was she a victim or playing me? The cash withdrawals, $6.50, maybe more, felt like puzzle pieces I couldn't fit. MindSync's data breach lawsuit loomed large. Was Claire leaking employee data or caught in their cover-up? And Voss, with his trauma bonding group, was he manipulating her grief or running something shadier? Then the twist. A voice crackled to the office's intercom, low and calm. "You're not supposed to be here." Male, older, not Evan's slick drawl. "Boss?" My heart slammed against my ribs. I scanned for cameras. Nothing obvious, but in 2025, they're smaller than ticks. The voice continued. "She's safe for now. Walk away." Safe? Claire wasn't safe. She was scared. Her journal said so. I gripped my phone, the screenshot of her LinkedIn message to Evan burning in my memory. "Don't tell V." I backed toward the door, my jacket catching on a file cabinet. The metal scraped, loud in the quiet. No footsteps followed, but the cigarette smoke lingered, a ghost of whoever was near. Would you trust that voice or keep digging? I couldn't trust anyone. Not Claire, not Evan, not Voss. But that flash drive she'd traded was my only lead. I needed to find her, see what she'd done with it. I slipped into the stairwell, the concrete chill seeping through my shoes. Downstairs, the alley was empty, Claire's SUV gone. My sedan waited on the street, rain starting again, tapping the hood like impatient fingers. I checked my phone. The email with her journal page was still there, unopened beyond that first scan. I opened it again. Scrolling. Another line caught my eye. "The group isn't therapy. It's control." My stomach lurched. Control? Was Voss brainwashing her? Or worse? I drove toward home, my wiper squeaking, the city's neon smearing past. Claire wasn't there. I'd seen her text about staying late. But where? With Evan? Voss? Or hiding that flash drive? My mind flashed to our life. Her distracted stares, my coding marathons, our silent dinners. Was it all a lie? Or was she trapped, too scared to tell me? I wanted to save her, but what if she didn't want saving? I pulled into our driveway, the house dark, its siding peeling like old skin. My phone buzzed again, not a text, but a voicemail. No caller ID. I played it, my hand shaking. Claire's voice, barely a whisper. "I'm sorry. Don't come after me." The message cut off, static hissing like a threat. My chest tightened. Was she warning me or pushing me away? I stepped out, the rain soaking my hair, and saw something on the porch. A black notebook, wet and warped. Her journal. Someone had left it for me. And it wasn't Claire. The journal was wet, heavy as guilt. I stood on our porch, rain dripping down my neck. Claire's black notebook clutched in my hands. Its pages stuck together, ink bleeding like secrets too long held. Her voicemail, "I'm sorry. Don't come after me," looped in my head, her whisper sharp as broken glass. The air smelled of soaked wood and distant thunder, the house dark behind me. Someone left this here, a taunt or a warning, and it wasn't her. I stepped inside, the floorboards creaking under my wet sneakers. The living room felt like a stranger's, its LED glow cold, the lavender scent of Claire's shampoo faint. I sat on the couch, the journal on my lap, my fingers tracing its warped cover. Was this the truth or another trap? The text, "Stop following her. You're in over your head," felt closer now, like whoever sent them had stood right here, watching. I opened the journal, my hands shaky, her tight script-filled pages, some smudged by rain. Group isn't therapy. It's control. I'd read before. Now more. He says we're close. Data's the key. V's lying. Data? The flash drive she'd traded in that alley. MindSync's audit paper flashed in my mind. Employee data, breaches, lawsuits. Was Claire stealing data with Evan or exposing it? And Voss? V. Was he the liar or the puppet master? My phone buzzed. Another unknown text. Read it, then decide. My pulse spiked. They knew I had the journal. I scanned the windows. Curtains still, no shadows. But the feeling of eyes on me was real. I flipped pages, finding a list. Cash? $650, $200, $150. For E. My stomach sank. The withdrawals weren't payoffs. They were for Evan. But for what? Silence? Help? Or something I couldn't face? Then the twist. A loose page fell out, not Claire's writing but taped in. Mind sync protocol. Subject 7C. Emotional dependency confirmed. Proceed with extraction. Subject 7? See, Claire? My blood ran cold. This wasn't just corporate espionage. Voss's trauma bonding group was a lab, and Claire was a test subject. Or was she? The journal mentioned control, not experiments. Was she a victim or complicit? I leaned back. The couch's worn fabric rough against my jacket. The house hummed. Fridge, heater, my own ragged breath. I thought about our life. Her distracted stares, my coding binges, our quiet fights. Was she manipulated? Her grief twisted by Voss's group? Or was she playing me, using Evan to escape? The flash drive, the data audit, the cache, it all pointed to MindSync. But Claire's fear felt personal, raw. I Googled Voss again, digging deeper. A buried ex-post linked him to a defunct study, AI-driven behavioral modification. MindSync funded it. My head spun. Was the therapy group a front for testing AI on grief-stricken people? Claire's HR job tied her to their software. Had she seen too much? Or joined willingly? Her journals, I'm scared, clashed with her secret meets. Which was the real Claire? I stood, pacing, the journal heavy in my hand. Would you forgive her, knowing she might be trapped? Or confront her, risk losing everything? I want to call her, hear her voice, but her voicemail stopped me. Don't come after me. Too late. I checked my phone, the email with her journal scan, the audit photo, the texts. I was close to answers, but closer to danger. I needed that flash drive. The doorbell rang, sharp as a knife. My heart stopped. No one came this late, not in our quiet suburb. I crept to the window, peering through the blinds. No car, no figure, just rain pooling on the porch. I opened the door, my breast shallow, and saw a USB drive taped to the mat, its plastic gleaming wet. No note, no name. My hands shook as I picked it up. This was the flash drive Claire had traded, or a copy. I closed the door, locking it, but the house felt less safe than ever. Whatever was on that drive, it was about to change everything. The USB drive felt like a bomb. I sat at my desk, the house creaking around me, rain tapping the windows like a coded message. The journal lay open, Claire's words. He says it's almost over. V can't know. I'm scared, mixing with a typed note about Subject 7. The air was thick, smelling of damp paper, and my own stale coffee. My hands shook as I plugged the drive into my laptop, its faint hum loud in the silence. Whatever was here, it was the end game. The drive opened. One file, audit_.xlsx. I clicked, my pulse thudding. Rows of data, employee IDs, behavioral metrics, flag surveys. Claire's name was there, marked high risk, emotional volatility. My stomach twisted. MindSync wasn't just HR software. It was tracking her, analyzing her grief, her therapy sessions. Voss's group wasn't healing. It was a data mine, and Claire was their prize. Or was she? I scrolled, finding a tab labeled Group 7. Names, dates, payments. Evan's name, Evan Carter. Linked to $1,000 in consulting fees. The cash withdrawals, $650, $200, $150, matched her journal's list. She was paying him, but for what? Protection? Data? My eyes caught a note. Sees dependency confirmed. Leverage for compliance. Leverage. They were using her grief, her bond with Evan, to control her. My chest burned. Was she a victim or complicit? Then the twist. A hidden file popped up, encrypted. I used Claire's old Wi-Fi password. Bingo. It was an audio clip, her voice shaky. I didn't know Evan. They're watching everyone. If he finds out, I'm done. A pause, and Evan, give me the data. I'll handle it. The clip cut off. My blood ran cold. She was stealing data, exposing MindSync's AI manipulation. But Evan, was he saving her or using her? And Voss. V. Was he the puppet master? The house groaned. Rain louder now, drumming the roof like a countdown. I thought about our life. her distracted smiles, my late-night coding, our crumbling trust. She'd lied, hidden, betrayed me. But that audio, her fear, it wasn't fake. She was trapped, her grief twisted into a corporate game. I wanted to hate her, but pity crept in, sour as the coffee on my desk. Could you forgive someone who broke you, if they were broken too? I checked my phone. Her voicemail, "Don't come after me," still stung. The text, "Stop following her. You're in over your head," were from Evan, I bet, protecting his scheme. Or Voss, covering his tracks. I copied the drive's files to my cloud, my hands shaking. Then I grabbed her journal again, flipping to the last page. I love him, but I can't stay. My heart cracked, but I didn't break. Love me? Then why this? I paced the room. Carpet rough. Revenge tempted me. Expose her, Evan, Voss, mind sink. Leak the data to X. Let the internet tear them apart. But that meant destroying her, too. Forgiveness felt weaker, but what if she wasn't? The USB drive sat there, its secrets heavy. I could end this, or save her. But which? The doorbell rang, sharp as a knife. Claire's SUV was back in the driveway. She was back. She stared at the house, like it was a prison. I gripped the journal, the USB drive in my pocket. The rain fell harder now, blurring her face, but her eyes held mine, fearful and not empty. I opened the door wider, letting her in, choosing hope over revenge. For now, the truth was enough.